I think, maybe. And those in South America, but outside of that, like, yeah, these are all pretty standard picks here. You know, people really did complain a lot about Chronix when it was meta, but now it's just shifted over to, you know, Onyx +1 is what it seems to be these days. But we have gotten a little bit of what I would call variation as far as, you know, Spear Legends as well, right? We do have Bushan, we have seen Hattori, and right now we're seeing Kaya as well, but Kaya kind of getting a little toss there. So we have a slight lead for Super Y and Marckiemoo.
Oh, but look at this little combo that they almost got. Dawg unfortunately going to be dropping that side. He doesn't find that follow-up, but already this is an excellent lead to open off with. It's 6 stocks to 4, and it is continuing. It does not stop. The D-Light into the side. It does not actually KO against Super Y. Still makes it back on, picks up the spear, gets a little neutral, chase dodge up recovery, and Dawg with a quick little counter hit there, just making sure that that does not go unpunished.
Yeah, and you can see kind of things are slowing down here, right? Marckiemoo and Super Y kind of struggling a little bit, and this is kind of what we were expecting, especially based off of how the last exchange went, based off the way you kind of defined it a little bit earlier on for us. But they're trying to swing back. They need to get this first stock off Anime, and that's going to be the swing right there coming out from Super Y, but still lapped a bit here as far as the stocks and the damage goes.
But you know what? Marckiemoo doing an excellent job just not getting 2v1 by the time that his teammate got back onto the stage. So now, let's see what happens here. You get the D-Light, you hit both your teammate and the opponent. That could have been awful. The D-Light into the end light. That was almost a spear recovery to take it off the top. Marckiemoo looking for the nice landing. Gets that side light, nothing else off of it. Dawg looking for this landing now. Able to land back down nice and safe, whiffing that side light. Dawg gets knocked off stage. Marckiemoo off stage, and they all just come back relatively intact. That Insig not enough to take it off of Super Y. Neither is that. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's really been a Chun-Li weekend. There we go. The ground pound gets punished, and we do see a stock fall. The stocks are even, but not for much longer here. I don't know how Marckiemoo managed to survive that one. There's not going to be for much longer on the side of Super Y. There goes Marky, and now we have the 2v1 situation. This one, extremely hard to beat. This is likely going to be a dub in favor of Anime and Dawg. We'll watch and see what Marckiemoo does here, but the answer is probably get clapped.
I thought that was about to be like, you know, the toss. But he passed it to him. He got the neutral. That didn't find like the full follow-up. That was almost so sick. And then Marckiemoo going down in a, you know, kind of pineapple-y, got to the stage with Keta recovery. A little anticlimactic. But yeah, that was a confident game one to Anime and Dawg. They just had both blue team members split up for a good chunk of that game. They were just not able to, even though both of them had like quite a bit of survivability, like they were getting sent super far, you know, high defense on Kyle, right? You survive, right? You survive, but then all that time that it takes for you to come back onto your stage, that's when your teammate is kind of getting pieced up a little bit.
Yeah, no, it really can be, it's one of the downsides of high defense, right? I mean, yeah, you're surviving for a long time, but then you end up in these situations where you kind of get smacked to one side of the screen and you start spending a lot of time making your way back to stage. And in that time, as you were mentioning, it can be a little bit difficult because your partner's kind of left there struggling. But so far, I mean, things still looking relatively even here. This ground pound's going to be huge. And yeah, Marckiemoo actually gets a quick one on the Anime. So it's going to be actually a pretty early lead, all things considered, for Marckiemoo and Super Y. They actually might be able to continue this momentum into a W here.
Let's see what happens. At the moment, Anime just getting tossed up for a second. That's a silent recovery. Dawgs, the weapon does get knocked off. Okay, D-Light into the ground pound, chase dodging, and picking up the gauntlets. Oh, everybody is just on Dawg right now. The neutral does come out. Dawg eats a recovery, and that is actually going to be the stock off the top. Blue team has a gentle lead, Flambeau.
Okay. Now, how long can they hold it for? That is the question. Marckiemoo kind of sitting on the side here, trying to find an opening with this cannon side light, hits his own teammate, and almost ends up getting caught in some crossfire there, but manages to survive a little bit longer. Gets comboed, and honestly, not the worst way to go out, because in that exchange, there was a bit of friendly fire.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Marckiemoo didn't continue comboing his own teammate, because as soon as Cannon players get like a side light, like all the adrenaline just rushes and floods their entire body. They want to press that button so bad, so, you know, that takes a lot of...
It's ingrained into them. It's muscle memory, right? It's like, oh, I got it, and then they just go. But not this time around. A bit of restraint shown, we'll say, from the Cannon players this time around.
Anime, the recovery not going to be able to take it. Kaya again. Kaya just keeps on living. You get that side light, you're in no position to follow up off of it. You get that whip punish, and oh my gosh, that missed position for the red team. That was supposed to be the moment to either interrupt it or second best to be able to counter hit the enemy. The worst possible situation to find yourself falling into it as well.
Yeah.
that's tough. You gotta hold that.
It's kind of, it's like the second swing after, you know, Kaya finishes twirling the little spear round into the stab, kind of caught them off guard there.
I didn't realize it was that big.
Yeah, no, I mean, kind of same. I thought, like, if I'm in that situation, I'm thinking, oh, my partner's getting hit. I'm going to weapon throw to stop the knockback, but just a little bit unaware there. Caught off guard, but that's fine. All right, Marckiemoo, actually just no one there to edge guard. That SWAT actually being phenomenal from
Anime still able to make it back on despite being so deep into the red. Blue team, this is your time now. You get the neutral layer, you set up that 2v1 up against Dawg, and now how do you close? You catch the startup of that D-Sig.
Nice catch.
That's it.
Wow, and the conversion was even cleaner there. That looked like and felt like a little bit more difficult of a punish. Oh, here it is, the down sig, right? And tries to, I don't, it's just a weird way of going to punish that. I'm not going to try to like wait for it to end and then try to sidelight there as a cannon player personally.
You wouldn't do that. Yeah. We wouldn't do that. We're different. Okay, we are actually
different.
You know, better than that.
We are different.
So we would
I'm
never
the
do
best
such
in the world. That's why I'm on the desk.
That's right. I just got to platinum. So game 3, excuse me. It is currently 1-1. I was not expecting that game 2 to go the way that it did.
Same. Yeah, I honestly a bit cleaner of a response than I was kind of anticipating. I thought Super Y and Marckiemoo were going to struggle a little bit more, especially considering the fact that Anime and Dawg at this point have cemented themselves as like a staple team in the 2v2 landscape. But Marckiemoo and Y, really, I mean, they're surprising me.
They are surviving. That is what is happening here. I am noticing that team really struggle to take out some of these stocks. They're not able to go like super deep to edge guard either of them, and they're both kind of coming back.
Nice.
Yo, that was crazy. That was so sick. That was just, he wasn't ready for it. He just wasn't ready.
We love end sig on Onyx. One of the, there's some sigs in this game that are like very just like clearly egregious, and that is one of them, but you have to have good moves in the game.
Truly.
Yeah, I mean like, how many dodges does that cover, right? I mean, he dodged down and in, I think, and it still hit, to which I'm like, dang, like, okay. But,
GG's, by the way.
Oof, shake my hand, you know?
All right, his recovery. What's going to be the next play here?
Nice.
You get the, Marckiemoo with the follow-up. That was incredible. And once again, blue team has another lead.
Okay.
Uh-oh, Super Y, what's going on?
Well, there's only one way to find out. All right, Super Y is back. Okay, so things, despite, you know, a little bit of haphazardness, still slight favor for the blue team here. Marckiemoo going to go ahead and try to put on a little bit more pressure with these gauntlets. You've seen mainly cannon from them at this point, but the down sig, the Kikosho is going to be enough. Oh, the drop of the team combo, they're going to be huge, but gives Super Y a chance to actually mitigate some damage.
Okay, the Sido comes out, and that is actually going to be enough to take out Dawg's second stock. Yo, he was going for it all. He wanted that grab out, he wanted that KO ASAP, and Anime is not having any of it, able to catch them both stacked in a little 1v2 combo there. What a finisher.
Right, and you can see, right, just like how good that Onyx NSIG is. Both teams making immaculate use of it. Any opportunity they can get to go ahead and pass off into that signature has been taken. But at this point, things are a little bit down to the wire. Slight disadvantage for Marckiemoo and Super Y, but not by much. Anime is in the red here, but look at this string. Oh, that's going to be huge damage for the blue team.
Look, let's be honest. Anime has been the one to just completely pivot the momentum of this game. Anime has just dealt so much damage. Marckiemoo, what are you doing?
What the heck?
That was already 2 hits against your teammate. That was so brutal off stage. And then that's also going to be Super Y's stock. No.
Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, that weapon throw was a little bit suspect. I'm not going to lie. And you get stuffed out on your recovery. So you're going to go ahead and lose that stock and the game. 2-1 favored for Anime and Dawg. And I don't really know about that one. That game kind of fell apart toward the end there. Game 2 looked, you know, I was complimenting them on how clean their response was. This one, definitely not clean.
Yeah, a little, exactly as you said. So we're going into the next game. What happened here? Anime's momentum that game. Anime was the one that turned the tides of that game. Anime has dealt the most amount of damage on the board, 572 damage dealt total. I want to know how many KOs he actually ended up landing that last game. But actually, we don't have time for any stats, any numbers, because it's time for us to talk about the video game again.
Yeah, already hopping right into Game 4 on Demon Island as well. You know, we've seen a lot of Apocalypse or Fortress of Lion this weekend in general across the other regions, so getting Demon Island a bit more is a little bit of a nice change of pace. I know we have a sick team combo coming out here from the red team. Couldn't quite get a true confirm off of that side air from Anime, but the damage was done.
Oh, you catch them both stacked. Oh, that is amazing. And Marckiemoo taking full advantage of it, and you get them both with the cannon, sidelight as well. Oh, he must feel so good about that.
Nice.
Jump into, bait the option, and then you're just able to jump back and ground pound. Beautiful.
And I love the way that Super Y plays support here. Honestly, a lot of the time we've seen Marckiemoo doing follow-ups. What do you see, Dar?
Marckiemoo going insane, and maybe not like in a good way either, just like pressing like 3 consecutive ground pounds because he wants that spike. He wanted that spike so bad, and he almost got anime stock for it, but what just happened?
It's like Super Y, can only imagine is having connection issues, and you can see like Anime and Dawg giving a little bit of space for them to kind of go ahead and reconvene, but that's twice now we've seen Super Y kind of take a little stroll into the KO box, and that's not what you want to see, but Marker just reading people to filth right now, right? Let me hit you with that sidelight, let me step back, wait for it. Yep.
You dodged it in there. Okay, that's great. I will now just be able to KO you. Side light, Sido just becomes true for me at that point. And light into the Sido doesn't actually come out. Anime able to close that out with the downer. I don't see a way for him to make it back on. And yeah, you have no dodge. You just have to eat that.
Oh, this is going to be the set here probably. Super Y, I mean, I don't know. Coming in and coming out looks like back to play, but clearly having some sort of connection issues. We were talking about, you know, swapping out your Ethernet cables yesterday. Maybe that's the issue. But either way, like, if they end up losing this set, it's going to be a hard one for me to say, like, they couldn't have done it. But we'll see. At this point, they're still staying active here. But honestly, if I'm Dawg and Anime, I've already given you enough charity. If something like that happens again, I'm just taking the set, bro. I'm sorry. I got other things to do today.
That's right. A little bit too much friendly fire. Super Y, can we land back down onto the stage? Dawg is trying to hunt him down. That D-Sig doesn't come out. You get the sidelight. You avoid Anime as well. You pick up the spear. The recovery, not enough to be able to do it. How do we actually land back onto the stage? And the answer is gently, gently, gently. Anime backing off.
There we go again.
Oh, no.
Super Y, just having these connection issues. Definitely a team with the skill to be able to take out champions like Anime and Dawg, but just it's not going to be today. It's not going to be today.
Yeah, this is a feels bad game.
It is.
This is a feels bad set because the times that Super Y and Marckiemoo were able to get into it, they were able to get in sync. They were catching Anime and Dawg just stacked on top of each other. They were able to deal so much damage. I love the way, like, how aggressive. We're talking in the past tense, as though the set is already done.
It is.
It's done. Okay, we don't have to come through. We already know what's gonna happen. It's just a little bit tragic, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can see Marckiemoo trying to, you know, extend the lifespan, but you get hit once, you get comboed into a Wu Shang and Sig. Like, there's nothing else for you to do there. Spinning bird kick and you're done. That's the way it writes itself, you know. Sometimes, and that's the thing with online tournaments too, right?
You just gotta
like,
unplug them at some point.
And they still have elimination side of bracket too, right? So if you're able to go ahead and kind of work out some of the kinks that are going on with your internet, then maybe.